Man, what's good, man? It's another episode of Misconceptions, man.
Hey.
It's a podcast where we talk about, the misconceptions of certain stereotypes and things that go on regarding certain gender roles and people, ethnicities, things like that, man. This episode, man, I wanted to touch on, fathers, fathers, who might not have either whether been in full relationships, married, divorced, single, and still having to, maneuver through life, with children, still on the brain, taken care of, and and get, still even kind of get into the dating world. Whether you're single now, whether you're dating now, there's a lot of misconceptions that people have on, single fathers out here too. We did single mothers. And that was interesting in itself, but this one is another aspect of that where I want to basically touch on that aspect. But let's do it like this for the off the rib. Let's go and introduce everyone. Let's start with this end and come down. Y'all know this guy, man. Real life alumni.
Hey, what's up, man? Real life representative, Dirt B's, Henny Halos, ADDM, Real Life Productions, whole situation. I appreciate you, Joe, having me on, man. This is good for the culture right here. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. Much love, much love. I got my guy.
My name Benjamin Jones. I've been knowing Jay since 2010. I think this is going to be a really good podcast talking about single fathers still being active in their children's lives, but also the dating life. I think that's something else that we don't get to talk about as men. So I'm looking forward to it.
And my name is Clarence. I'm a friend of BJ. Just met the other two guys. We'll get into more of me later on.
Appreciate it, man. And of course, Joker, man, real life Joker, real life street stars. This misconceptions thing is something that I just really wanted to kind of have a talk on and just have some dialogue out there because there's a lot of misconceptions that go on, man. I like to paint the picture and paint the stage as far as what is everyone's current children status as far as how many children you have, what are their ages, so maybe those at home, and that's if you want to disclose it. For those at home that might could relate, you know what I'm saying? Whoever want to shoot first.
I guess I'm over here on the end. I start first. I have a 12-year-old. I'm single. I have a girlfriend, but I am single. I guess that's what I got to file on my taxes per se. But I do have a girlfriend. I think what I'm supposed to ask? What 12?
No, that was it. Yeah, no, you got a 12-year-old son.
12, yeah.
Single.
You got basically.
Yeah.
Your father status.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I got 4 kids, man. I got 4 boys. My oldest is 14. I have a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, and an 8-year-old. All by the same mama. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I have 3. I have a stepdaughter. She'll be 23 on Sunday, and I have 2 children. My son is 11, and my daughter, she's 16.
Definitely. And if y'all know me, I have 3 by the same girl. 20, my son. My daughter is 17, and my youngest just turned 11 literally last week. We had a great time at Dave & Buster's. So that's, kind of lets you know kind of what's going on over here. But I'm here to just kind of talk about with you guys as far as what are some of the misconceptions that people has, and not we're gonna get into dating, but what are some misconceptions that people have just as black men as fathers? Like, what do y'all feel like are some of the worst misconceptions that we get?
I feel one of the worst misconceptions that we can get right now is that we don't take care of our kids.
That's the big.
And that if you are a single father, that your kid doesn't actually stay with you. Like my son, he stays with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of black fathers where their kids actually stay with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So and I've been seeing it, not just like now, like even like 10 years ago, one of my close friends, he took care of his daughter and his stepdaughters. Like, you know what I'm saying? And his stepson. Like, you know what I'm saying? He took care of all of them. Like, you know what I mean? So I think there's a real big misconception on the black man being a father figure. I feel like that there's been a surgence in basically or kickback from the way that it was. Like, so for example, I grew up. So when I was in 4th, 5th grade, I had a whole bunch of friends. We played ball. My dad was a coach. So my dad was a father figure to a lot of those different kids. And their dads were not around. Like, you know what I mean? They weren't around. Like, I mean, multiple. I can name like 5 people names. Like, you know what I'm saying? They came, used to stay over to my house. We would train, we would work out. And, you know, my dad did play like a father figure to them. And, you know, that's what something he used to always tell me is like, be thankful that you have a dad, because a lot of people don't have that. And I really feel like the kickback response from that is that, you know, people or, you know, some black men didn't have their fathers in their life. So they vow for that not to actually be the case with them. So I feel like that for me, like I said, that has basically transpired because I'm in multiple group texts with multiple brothers and all of them take care of their kids or their kids live with them. Like, you know, so I feel like there's a real big misconception on just the black man, you know, providing. You know what I mean? Even though, you know, we may be at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to.
Do you feel like, and while we're on that subject, do y'all feel like that's changing as far as that misconception of us being, you know, not involved in children's lives? Do y'all feel like that's changing more than what it was back in the 80s and 90s?
It's changing, but it's slowly. You know what I mean?
Microphone.
On top of that, it's not just changing. It's like when they say the revolution, you know, it'll be televised.
Yeah.
It's happening because we've been there. Mm-hmm. Your granddaddy, maybe your granddaddy was always on it. Raised us to be the men that we are, but it wasn't on social media. So
I think the worst word they could have created was baby daddy. I think that's one of the worst words that could have been created out there.
Man,
it just became the stigma on just the baby daddy, and that's all I'm good for. You just my baby daddy. That was an actual song.
Right.
He just my baby daddy. I'm like, oh damn, that's all we like, bro. No, I'm a father over here. Like, I'm trying to be a real father. And I think that during the 90s was like a bad stigma. I think it's gotten better with movies and, like you said, on TV and what's being portrayed with families that, we here, and you see blended families as well. Like we're stepdaddies now. We're taking the other responsibilities on for those that kind of fell off. But with that being said, what do y'all feel are some misconceptions out there that y'all see?
I think so. I think that we as black men, we're always being pictured in the negative. You know what I mean? For us, like we're behind bars, we sell drugs. Everything is always negative, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing really positive about a black man on TV. We grew up watching, you know, the Cosby shows. You know what I mean? Those are the shows, the Fresh Princes, you know, like Bel Air. There's always a positive role model, right? But you don't see that a lot. It's always something negative about the black male. Either we're
drama.
Yeah, it's always drama. We're behind bars, we're selling dope, we're beating up on women. And that's never the case. But at the exact same time, we have to reprogram on how they think of us. And that's the biggest thing. It's about reprogramming your mind.
So, I mean, let's have an honest conversation. I mean, how was the fathers in y'all's lives? I mean, were they present?
I'm gonna go with mine. My mom had 4 kids by one guy, right?
Yeah.
They separated when I was 6 weeks. Got a divorce when I was 6 months. You know what I mean? So I never get to really know my dad unless he came around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I knew being raised by single women, single strong black women, that I was gonna have an opportunity. A lot of things I had to learn on my own because, you know what, a woman can, you know, she can teach you the do's and the don'ts, but a man is gonna give you that different side of the story. So I had to look at my uncles or I had to look at other guys, right? So that was my biggest thing. But I knew just by the way I was raised, I was going to be a better father than he was. And he cannot do anything to tell me anything.
I mean, just being around you a better father. So just being around, you kind of already there. Right. What about y'all? What's y'all's?
So I'm gonna give you something different. Imagine coming home every day. Your daddy is home. Your mama is home. But your daddy, he lock himself in the bathroom, listening to jazz and blues, smoking and drinking until he go to sleep.
Damn.
He there.
Damn.
They stay together. Mm-hmm. But nigga, it's basically, can I say that?
Oh, no, say what you had.
Yeah. So it's basically, you know. Yeah. I'm here, but yeah, you know.
Yeah, it's one thing to be there and it's one thing to be present.
But hold up. Think about it like this. Also, you don't want to wake the monster up.
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts.
Because he already trying to enjoy himself, his peace. Don't do nothing to bring him out of that, because then you can get whatever, and you don't want that. And who the fuck want to grow up like that?
Nah, it's real.
Right.
Do you now that you've kind of been through life and seen some of the hells that black men go through, because we do go through it, do you give him any leeway? Do you give him any leeway in like some of the stuff that he was probably dealing with that you might not even know about?
What I knew about was the fact that my dad grew up and his granddad basically turned him on to alcohol when he was like 10 or 12, something like that.
Damn.
So it was that fucked up on that end. But yeah, man, I done forgave my dad for a lot, because what he didn't teach me, what he wasn't there for, I just started to understand, like, it wasn't my fault.
That's real. Dirt, I don't even know your situation as far as your pops fully.
So my parents, they separated when I was about 4. And then I did the grandmother, mom, back and forth, East Texas, Dallas, back and forth. Then I actually got a chance to live with my dad when I turned about 10. I stayed with him for about 3 years. And like I said, between that time we were coaching, he was playing ball. And then I probably got a little rebellious, when I started getting a little hair on my nuts, about 13. Yeah. And about 13, and then I ended up moving back up to my mom's to Virginia. So, but those 3 years that I stayed with my dad was so impactful on my life. Like, as far as like having the sense of being a man, what it is to be a man, what a man should do, a man code, have a certain standard about your life, work hard. It's all about good and bad decisions. Like, always move from a place of logic, you know what I'm saying? Versus emotion. Because, when women, sometimes they be maybe emotional when they raise. I mean, that's why it's a lot of guys out here who behave like women. They won't even talk to you. You can't even be like, yo, I'm gonna have a man-to-man with you. They don't even know what that means. You know what I mean? I like people that I grew up with, I would be able to, like, if we heated. No. Man to man. It would calm everything down. It's a code. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in some cases, like I said, it goes both ways. Like I said, we have a lot of black men that were raised by single black women. But some of the foundation, some of the code, maybe like you said, you didn't get it from your uncle, maybe you didn't get it from another male figure. You had to just kind of latch on and kind of grab what you can learn and, go through your experience, and then you built your own thing. But a lot of it wasn't instilled from a younger age. And I feel like that, in my particular case, I feel like just those 3 years that I spent with my dad was just so impactful. And then, like, even when, you fast forward now, like, even me being, single dad, taking care of my son, I mean, this is pretty much the same thing, So I think that, man, when it comes to this parenting shit, man, it's like, ain't no manual for this shit, man. It's not. Ain't no manual. And then, like, you don't really, like, how can you, like, because I never forget when I actually got my own place when I was 18 years old and started paying bills when I was 18.
I was 17.
18.
I had my son at 7. I had my son, 17, 18. So I got moved. Mama like, y'all can't stay here. I'm like, well, I got to take care of my son. I mean, I got to move out. Shit, so $9 an hour. Let's go.
That first year that you paid bills, and you don't have a different appreciation for your parents?
Nah. Because I was making enough money to not really trip. And my girl was and is like the greatest. Like, she was my mother. She brought everything my mother brought to my household, from the cleaning, the cooking, the take. So it was like it was
a transition.
Yeah, for me it was good. For me it was good.
Would you say that's a misconception as far as the way a black man view their baby mama?
Yeah, no. So that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna let you finish, but I'm gonna say it's hard out here for black fathers. I really say the women dictate how hard it is for us. The women really dictate how easy or hard it's gonna be for us to raise a young child in this world. Because I know guys that do not see their children literally because they don't like the mother. literally because they cannot stand the mother. So therefore, I'm like, I could go months without seeing my kid and not even trip because I just don't even want to be in the same sentence. And I'm like, that's crazy that you would. I mean, it's not the kid's fault, but they're making it the kid's fault based on the mother. And of course, women, they might attest to this, or they might not. They might know that they have some part to play in it, but men really do move based on current. We don't really move off emotion, but we're more calculated. Right. So we try to say, man, if I go over here and deal with this, I got to deal with this, and it's gonna come with it. So you trying to use my kids to get to me to do some other stuff to see what I got going on with this new girl, or and it's like I see the play here. So men, we try to like maybe we think too much into it, but the kids are sometimes they take the brunt of the damage for that. So
I would like to say, as far as misconceptions goes, like it's a misconception that sometimes the baby mama is the enemy. I can't say that because mine not.
There you go.
She worked with me. We work together, and we make it happen.
Was it always like that from the jump after y'all started trying to co-parent?
Yeah, because the best interest was for the children.
There you go.
Not for me,
the individual. Yeah,
it wasn't for her. It was okay. So what about them?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? She stayed on my ass about a lot of shit because I was dragging my feet on it because I thought she was trying to do that whole, that bullshit. And I'm like, but she was like, nah, man, it's about the kids. You know what I'm saying? So on that end, for me, it was like, shit, it's about the kids, man. Do what you want to do.
So with that being said, and any of y'all can answer this, should a woman give a man at least a time frame, let's say 6 months, to try to, let's say if you don't have everything figured out after the kid is here, maybe they're not working or in between jobs, should she give a man a time frame before she starts screaming something like child support? Because we're here to support a child either way. But sometimes everything ain't lining up the way it's supposed to, and sometimes they press the gun too early. Like, nah, I need that. Nah, we on paper quick because I don't need but give me time to try to build something, and we can. Do they shoot the gun too early?
They do. The reason why I say that because I'm on child support, and we just had this discussion a couple of weeks ago, right? I told Bass, me and Bass, we go way back. We work together. We used to work together. Yeah. So this is now we used to work 4 days, right? 3 days off. I was off Friday, Saturday. Yeah, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, right? Before, now it took us a while to get our divorce, right? Because she expected me to pay for everything. I said, but you wanted the divorce, right? So during this time, during our separation, we were separated for almost 4 years. I got my divorce in 2019, separated in 2015.
Wow.
During that time, I had him on Tuesday, had him on Friday, had him on Saturday, right? And portionally on Sunday before I went in for work, right? By Tuesday, she wanted, she was ready for me to come and get him, right? I had him every single weekend. Didn't complain one bit. I worked 12-hour shifts, right?
Yeah.
There was plenty of times where I'm working, right? I get off from work. I'm picking my kids up, right? From one side of town to the other. When the light is red, dude, I'm asleep. My eyes are literally closed.
Man.
My daughter's telling me
Going to work like that.
We were haul, we worked the coat. Dude, you talking about driving merchandise where we have to drive these big trucks and merchandise. We got to haul ass. You know what I mean? It's not an easy job. I'm dead tired, bro. And my daughter was telling me, Daddy, the light is green. I wake up, like, all right, good. You know what? You think they cared? I did not get anything like that, right? Yeah. So they jump at the gun, right? And I remember one time we were talking about the divorce, right? She told me, this is just a couple weeks ago. She told me she wanted me to have the kids 3 times. 3 times. The whole month, on the weekends.
Yeah.
I'm having them every single weekend for the last 4 years. So we about to get a divorce. I'm like, no, we need every other week child support.
That's fucked up.
Not even see. Let's see how it works.
Well. Please play this. Please play this podcast, and I'm gonna tell, and I hope people listen to this because I'm gonna tell you what you should do. Okay. All you have to do is file your paperwork. And the thing is that what happens is that as men, it's like we just don't move in certain ways, right? We're not going to be super vindictive. Like, we be? Yes, I'm not saying that we can't. Everybody's vindictive. But like, I just see way more situations where like they will prevent a man from seeing his child just because they don't like him. And the child needs a father in his life. But they're like, nah, or I mean, I've seen it. Or you ain't giving me no money. You ain't gonna see your kid. I've literally been right there.
Because their feelings hurt.
Right.
Yeah, no, they move off emotion a lot.
It's emotion. It's emotion. So I mean, so for me, like in your particular situation, so what I did is that I filed the paperwork first, man. I went down there, filed the paperwork first, and that was the best thing I could have ever did in my life, because if I did not do that, I would not have been in a position of power, and she would have used my son against me.
Right.
Even, to this day, if she could, she would. You know what I'm saying? But I've been able to put myself in a position to where that can happen. So, and a lot of times, you know, we'd be like, oh man, we don't want to do it for the kids, or, you know, we don't want to leave, or da 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 da. And, you know, even in my particular situation, I said, man, how am I going to be a strong man if I am not good with myself? How am I going to raise a strong man if I'm not even being a strong man? You know what I'm saying? So I can't be in servitude to my love to a woman.
Right.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, ante up, file the paperwork. As long as you file that paperwork first, man, you good. That's what it's all about. It's not about nothing else. I mean, literally, there's a situation right now I know of. Dude did not take care of his kid for the whole 14, 16 years. The girl dropped the daughter off on the weekend, didn't have the paperwork. He filed the paperwork. She paying child support now.
You know what's crazy is the fact that I tried to make sure that I was the best dude I could be. I say dude, I mean like the best husband, best father that I could be. It wasn't really a power move or a power play for me. It was more of a, you know, just knowing what I know as far as history goes, as far as men goes, as far as women goes, and how they do this shit. Like, yeah, okay, if I do this, she gonna do that. Okay, cool. So look, let me just make sure that she good on this end, and then the boy's gonna be good, and I'll be good. Because as long as I'm keeping my word, and this is one thing you gotta understand as far as a man goes, if you don't keep your word, they gonna fuck you over. Because they want you to keep your word. If you say you gonna do whatever you said you was gonna do, they expect you to do that. Now, the manipulation does play in that, but if you don't keep your word and then stand on your word, they gonna fuck you over, because you know what they gonna say? Well, you said.
Should it be after the first infraction that they be like you might say I'm gonna do something, I'm like Kanye West is going through right now. I'm gonna be at my daughter's party, and like for whatever reason you might not listen. Of course he try to make it, but they'll use it like, hey, you gonna pick up so and so, you gonna come to the party, and you don't make it for whatever reason. You didn't keep your word. Should they already unleash hell on you?
Well, the thing about it is, the fact that you didn't keep your word, it didn't start from y'all getting divorced. It started when y'all was in a relationship and she saw the pattern of you being what you said you was gonna be.
But that's crazy how like they would take how you treated me is I'm gonna assume how you gonna treat this relationship with our child, even though the child's up, still growing. It's like there's no room for error. There's no room for error.
The thing about it is, it starts out emotionally because it was y'all two.
Yeah.
Y'all fucked and y'all had this baby.
Yeah.
And then they looking at the relationship that y'all had and feel like you're not gonna be there for that baby because she emotionally feel like you wasn't there for her.
I feel that. What do you say? Oh, go ahead.
I think it'd be a lot of spite a lot of the times, bro. It's just straight spite. I think a lot of the times, I mean, it's so many situations, and it's like, I know situations where like women have took somebody to court to say, hey, to change your last name. Or
I hate that. I hate and mind you, again, as from like a stepfather's perspective, I totally understand a woman saying, hey, I'm gonna see if I could you've been in a child's life long enough to where I want you're like their father. I want you to have their last name. But when they go and try to change the name based on just emotion right then, like I'm like, is this how we doing it? Like,
I mean, I just seen some situations where like it wasn't even like, well, it's not even his baby, and he's still paying for child support because he signed the birth certificate.
yeah, those are the worst.
So
case
I mean,
scenarios.
like, bro, like,
that was the worst case.
you know, I just feel like in some cases, man, it's like we always on the defense. It's like we're always in defense mode.
I hate
Always with everybody. Every time we turn around, I don't know. It's crazy to me.
So the question is, can men raise a child without the help of a woman? Is that a misconception?
I feel like there has to be balance. Like there has to be balance. Like, you know, like I said, I got a girl, she helps immensely. Like that balance to be able to provide that feminine attention and care, you know, to a son or a daughter, whatever it may be. Like you have to, it's balance, bro. It's all about balance.
I agree with what you're saying. If we throw it in there to where, let's just say the mama dies, God forbid, but yeah, a man can raise his kids by himself.
Which goes to a misconception that a lot of women put on us, that men cannot raise daughters to the point where a woman has to be there. They don't think we have the daughter's best interest at heart. Like you let them play outside without, like, it's like we're too careless when it's like they feel like, nah, we don't have, like, mind you, we're good with daughters, but can we raise, like, it's a misconception to me that women think that a man cannot raise a daughter. It's like we're not as feminine. We're not in touch with our feminine side. We don't have those feminine conversations with daughters that are growing up and trying to learn their womanhood. Is that a misconception? Can a man raise a little girl? Is that for the women?
Well, I put, like, I have a daughter, and I'm gonna say there's, like you said, there's a balance. There's a balance. You know what I mean? I don't think I can tell my daughter about her cycle. You know what I mean? I never had a cycle before, right? I don't know what she's going through. So therefore, you know what? I'm gonna ask my sister, I'm gonna ask my mother or my grandmother, whoever it may be, or the person that I'm dating. I say, I need you to take my daughter out and teach her about her body. There's some things I'm not going to know, right? There is a balance. Now, I can teach my daughter about other stuff, like guys. You know, like she just had a situation where this kid liked her, right? First, I was saying, I want to meet the guy. You know what I mean? I'm always telling her, you know what I mean? Look at his patterns. See what he's talking about. She's 16 years old. Come to find out, you know what I mean? He broke her heart. Oh. He said that he liked her. He thought he did, but he didn't like her. So she was upset about it. Yeah. You know what daddy did? Now she's 16 years old.
Got the shotgun.
I sat on my lap and I gave her a hug. I treated her just like, hey, look, you know, it's going to be okay. These are just the growing pains.
That's the best thing you can do.
I can do that. I can teach her how to avoid certain things. When it comes to certain emotions that a woman goes through, she has to learn it from a woman. Because a woman cannot teach a man, a young boy, to be a man, because she doesn't know what it feels like. He has to have somebody else that's a man in his life to teach him those rules.
That's facts.
Yeah, I think he hit it right on the head. I just think, can we do it? Yes. I mean, can we?
Should we do it?
We are resilient. I mean, there's perseverance in our DNA. Yeah. Like, period, across the board.
We love a challenge.
We could do it, but will there be something lacking? Yes. Right. Like even when, like I said, a man has to be in a young child's life. Like, think about it right now. Just think about how important daddies are, or fathers are. Daddy issues. Men have daddy issues. Girls have daddy issues. Like, the daddy is important because the daddy is supposed to lead.
Right.
That's just it. Like, and a lot of times what happens is that, I mean, women can lead too, don't get me wrong. We have great women. I mean, like my mom, she's super strong. You know, she raised me majority, but those 3 years of me living with my dad was very, very crucial to the development of me understanding and being able to grab my nuts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or just be a man, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that it's in very, very crucial, vice versa. I think a young woman needs to have some feminine influence, like, you know, all that hygiene and shit. I don't know about that. Even when it comes to like even having to deal with that with my daughter, I don't even want to deal with that. I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to think about her development and all. I don't even want to, I know it's going to happen, but it's not like something that I want to deal with. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's my daughter. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, on my perspective, I agree with everybody saying. I'm more of the vein of where I want to. I want to know, you know what I mean, like what you going through, because I if I ever had a daughter, I've always wanted a daughter. I got 4 boys. I've
feel
always wanted a daughter. I thought my last boy, my 8-year-old, was gonna be my daughter, but he wasn't. But I've always wanted a daughter because I felt like I wanted to be her first love.
Yeah.
Everything that she wanted from a man, I wanted to be.
Yeah,
Even
you
if
gotta
it
show
involved
that.
me changing. I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. It was just like, okay, baby, you know what I'm saying? Because I always tell my wife, we have a daughter, you gonna be mad. Because I'm gonna spoil her ass.
Yeah, nah. You want to show them what a man's supposed to be.
Whatever she, and it's not what she want. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna give it to her, but it's like, I'm just gonna be there to where it's like, like, baby, daddy here.
Yeah, and that's
whatever you need. I'm here for you.
That's the motivator. That's what we should be on. And so I want to ask, as far as the misconception that men can raise babies. Should we that we're not good with babies? Like, a lot of men don't come in their kid's life until the kid could probably talk and say what they want.
So fun fact.
Go
Fun fact. First 30 days my son was here, he was with me. My ex-wife, she was in school. So the first 30 days he was here, I was at the house with him.
You amazing. Because that could be me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I personally feel that men should not be around. Like, we're too heavy-handed and we're not gentle. Like, bro, I don't think we should be around the infant stages of a baby. I think a woman should be that, because even changing a diaper, something as simple as that, I feel is something more of a delicate touch.
Yeah. Wipe your own ass?
Yeah, it's a struggle.
You know, wipe baby ass. You can wipe your own ass.
I said it's a struggle. No, that's true. That's true. But I feel like.
Well, I'm just saying, me myself, I did it, bro. Like, cause she had to go to school. So during the day, I basically worked remote, and little man was with me first 30 days, straight up. Right when he came, like when he came from.
So when a baby's crying and you don't know why, you done fed him,
pick him up,
you done patted him, he's still crying. I think it's something.
Nah, man, I was good. Honestly, I was good. I was good with my son.
See, the thing about it is, I think one of the misconceptions about daddies is we don't have patience, and that's
I think we got all the
totally
patience.
false.
Yeah, we got all the patience.
Bro, all 4 of my boys, nigga, when they was born, it's daddy right here. I'm not going nowhere. Look, I gotta go to work, but when I come back, I'm here. What you need? You need to be fed, need to be burped, need some clothes. I can wash you. I can do everything. I don't give a damn what you got going on. Man, going on. And that was one of the things that, as far as misconception goes, that my baby mama, my ex-wife, had with me. She felt like I didn't want to do the shit, when I was doing the shit the whole fucking time.
Were you complaining?
No.
Why would she feel like that? If you were to say.
Bro, to put up this equipment, right?
Yeah.
Who was here when you was doing it?
It was a couple guys.
Let's just say some people was here, right?
Yeah, it's a couple guys.
You got people around, you put up the equipment, you set everything up, they say they know how to do it too. Yeah. And you already asked them, you know what I'm saying? They ain't doing it. And you don't complain.
True.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But what if you the nigga that's setting this shit up, you like, man, y'all could at least set some of this shit up, plug some of this shit up, move some of this shit around, set the light up, make sure the audio right, the video right. You could be that motherfucker, but she wasn't like that. She was like, okay, you know what? I appreciate you that you at least doing what you're doing.
Okay.
Because I ain't saying that I was supposed to be matching her shit, but I was matching her shit because every time I be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. I got this shit. It's cool. I know how to make a bottle.
That's
I know
real.
how to fix food. I know how to change clothes. I know how to change a diaper. I don't need you for this shit. So, you need time to, but she used that shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It happens. They will use it. They will use it against you. He taking it. They taking it there.
My bad.
All right. Well, I mean, let's get to it. Let's get to the real there, man. The misconceptions of men dating out here. Like, what is it like to date as a single father? Again, I can't really speak to this, man. I've been with the same girl 21 years, so I really had no dating life where I got to maneuver. Like, when do you meet my children? When do you get to see them? When they see me with a girl, what am I supposed to tell them or do with them? I don't know, so I can't even speak to this. But I would love to hear how life is, and some misconception for other fathers who are probably maybe about to be single, of how they can maneuver through this world of having children and dating.
Well, I would say, just like they say it's hard, like women say it's hard to find a good man, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to find a good woman too. You know what I mean? It's super hard. And I'm sitting up there like me and Bath, we talk quite often, right? And I think the words are misleading a lot. You know what I mean? I'm upfront when I talk to them. You know what I mean? I'm dating. If I say I'm dating you, that means I'm dating you. Just a date. I'm not in a relationship. I'm trying to find out who you are, right? But sometimes they take that and they thinking that we're in a relationship. No, that means I'm dating you. I'm dating to see how you are as a person, right? I was in a relationship for almost like 2.5 years, right?
Yeah.
We were thinking about getting married, whatever, right? Some things happened. It took me a minute before all this stuff happened. It took me a minute for her to come around my kids because I wanted to make sure you're going to be the person you say you're going to be, because I don't want to have women coming in out of my children's life. So the person I bring around, I'm thinking this is going to be the next Mrs. Jones. It didn't work out that way. So now I'm reluctant now to have another woman around my kids because I need to make sure, right, that this is going to be the right person, period. You know what I mean? And it's very hard for us to go out here and try to date some of these women because some of these women are broken. Very broken. When I say I'm so broken that a lot, however may be the ones that I came in contact with are broken, right? I'm talking about mentally, right? They've been cheated on. They've been raped. And that's the issue that I've had. Every time I talk to some of these ladies, the exact same thing. They've been raped. More than once.
Yeah, bro. It's honestly, it's bad. To be honest with you, I feel like that, I feel like that it's definitely a lot of trauma on that side when it comes to women being over-sexualized at such a young age and having to deal with that. And then you throw that on top of not having a daddy there. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, that's why I say, like, even with your parents, and when you look at your parents and you look at the stuff, it's like, you say, so why did they do that? And then you look at how they are or the circumstances that they came from and the environment that they were raised out of. Like even with your story, like even what you were saying, like, it's like, there's only so much blame that you can put on them because sometimes it's just the circumstances of life. Like, you know what I mean? And that's how it plays out. So like, even like not even no finger pointing or anything like that, but I just feel like that, like he said, there's just a lot of broken individuals. And like right now, I feel like this is like what, the age of Aquarius. So we're really being informed about everything and being able to talk freely and talk about things that they never talked about 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like R. Kelly has been around for generations.
Right.
That type of uncle.
Yeah.
That's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
But look, I would say this too, like, don't ignore the red flags. We do that as men. We ignore the red flags in women because we want to fuck. I mean, we got kids. I got kids. The one red flag I ignored, being a single father, was realizing or not realizing that the girl I was messing with, she wanted her own family. She didn't want my family. The cold part about that is, before I even got divorced and shit like that, I got fixed because I didn't want my boys to feel like I was having another family outside them.
Oh, really? So you that was the last one. That was a decision I made. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I even communicated that to her. I ignored the fact that it wasn't me that she wanted. She wanted what I represented was somebody that was, for her and could give her what she wanted.
Well, a wise man once told me, they don't never love you. They only love how you make them feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. I'll take that.
You see the shit that we go through?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if it's true, but I mean, it sounds kind of.
So I gotta ask. So I guess. So
it sounds a little true.
And this is for the audience. Is it a misconception that when a man is single and he's dating out here and he has kids, that he's actually looking for a woman to raise his kids or help be that other part of raising his kids in his household? Is that something that men look for while they're dating, or is that
No, what I look for a woman who's going to be a mother figure. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to be that figure. You know what I mean? Like that mother. You know what I mean? If they need you, if my daughter has a situation that she can't get to her mom about whatever, and she's there, I want you to kind of fill in that role. The same would be the opposite way if she had a son and the son needed to talk to me about some things and dad is not around. I got to fill that role in. You know
what if that attraction isn't there? Like, I mean, not attraction. What if that substance isn't there? Let's just say
it's not there, I can't deal with it.
Okay.
I'll be the first one to tell you that. If she's not going to be a motherly type woman, I can't have you around my kids.
Well, I think it's all about. So for me, it's all about. It's just a 5-letter word. I think it's 5 letters, isn't it? It's value. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're not adding value to my life. Then, what are you here for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like the way that it's set up now, it's like we need to put, we have to, okay, so it's like, it's weird right now. It's actually really weird right now. Like dating is super weird.
Social media dating now.
Like it's super weird. Like, as far as just like, just the mentality and just the entitlement of people. I mean, I guess men and women, but I know right now it's like, we are supposed to do like the most all the time. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like all the time, and I just feel like that, it's just a little weird, man. Like as far as like the whole dating stuff, it's like just weird. And like, these women are looking for you to be like a stepfather. And like, sometimes like they'll have 3 different kids by 3 different daddies. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, as a man, we supposed to come in and date, then we have to deal with the dynamics of each different kid. And it's like, bro, like for me, like even with me, I have a stepdaughter, like, she's 16 years old. And that whole situation just like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, to even put yourselves, to be vulnerable for that. Like, you know what I mean? To like raise somebody and then it like don't really count. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. For me, I just feel like that we should get a lot more credit and a lot more, I feel like there should be a lot more understanding on the approach on, getting together with a black, with a man, period. Because especially in certain those circumstances, it's like, that's a lot. I just feel like that's a lot. I mean, I was raised to do that, right? Even if I have a kid, my stepkids, treat everybody the same, be honorable, stand on your word, do what you say you're going to do, all of that. I'm going to do all of that. But just be real about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just to be real about it. I mean, it's scary, bro. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you go hard, you go all out, and then it's like, poof, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
And I'm going to pick it back what he just said about the multiple fathers. Now, just say that I don't ran across some women that have 3 kids. They got 2 fathers or 3 fathers, right? So you're telling me, you understand, I got to deal with 3 different kids with 3 different personalities, right? All right? Then I got to deal with another 3 other personalities, that's 6, right? And then on top of the mother, that's 7 personalities that I got to deal with.
That you have to be in harmony with.
Right. And
harmony.
That's not good.
Harmony.
And that's not good because that's not going to be no harmony when there's 7 person I got to deal with. And you think I'm going to be treated like trash? You think I'm going to get that from you? No. You know what I mean? That's the first thing I ask. I'm like, how many children do you have? First of all.
Oh, wait. So if you were dating, let's say, whatever situation you're in, if y'all are dating, are y'all looking for women with children or?
I don't mind at all. Like I said, I don't mind it because I really wish that my mom would have got married when we were younger. But she didn't. She didn't want to keep nobody around us. She was talking about the R. Kellys of the world, right? She didn't want no other man around her kids. She wanted to wait until we got old. My mom didn't get married until I was like in my almost like my mid-30s, right?
Wow.
So you know what I mean? So
that's real.
It took a long time, right? So I'm just saying, but when you think about it, man, I'm like, as a black man, we deal with a lot already with society, right? At work, we got to mask some shit. You know what I mean?
Bro, let me hear you, bro.
We gotta mask some shit.
Work is crazy, bro.
Right.
Like, work is crazy, bro. Like, work it be on some stuff like, you'll be eligible, you'll be the most qualified, shining, and you will not be put in a position of leadership. Like, they do not put black men in positions of leadership. Like, I mean, I think it's like 8% or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They don't want to turn the company to a hip hop.
But let's say it like this though. Like you went out and dated as a black man or as a white man or whatever the fuck, you went out and dated and you slept with this lady and y'all had kids. You unofficially signed a contract that you was gonna be there for these kids. Win, lose, or draw. This is what we did. It's what we did.
As a man,
this is what you did. You said, bust a nut, come to baby 9 months later, you know what I'm saying? Whoop. It's what we doing.
Man, that's unofficial contract.
Unofficial contract. My thing is this though. I don't give a fuck what she talking about. And I think we all stand in that same boat. I don't give a fuck what she talking about. I'm gonna take care of my business. And we're gonna find ways to do it. I mean, we find ways to do everything else.
There you go.
So me personally, I'm not blaming shit on my baby mama. I ain't blaming shit on the lady I had kids with. Whatever she choose to do, what she choose to do, yeah, she a bitch. All right, cool, whatever. But what you doing?
Has she ever done something, and any of y'all can speak to this? You know, we're all different humans in this world. We all had different experiences. We all were raised differently. Has there been a situation where maybe she let your kids do something or allow them something that you probably wouldn't allow and you felt like you had no say-so over it?
If it's in her household, that's in her household.
What about if she question what's in your household?
In my household, I would say the same thing to her. Look, what we do over here is what we do over here. I don't, regardless of what they tell you.
You can split hairs that way. A lot
of times, the kids just making power moves.
Yeah, no.
The kids
daddy let me stay outside a little longer.
Kids are manipulative.
Mama don't let me. I'm gonna go over there.
I got, bro. my third child.
Yeah. He know that.
Demon.
He know the game.
Demon.
He done learned the game. He little.
Demons.
He a little.
He play this little shit. I be like, he do what his teachers. I be like,
yeah, he know. He's smart. Oh, he gonna be in the music business.
You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy like that because whatever they do over there is what they do over there. But I do my best so where they can't go, they don't go with that.
Yeah, dude. There's another misconception is that fathers are a little less. They're more lax when it comes to ruling and teachings and like.
That's not true.
I'm just saying it's a misconception that daddy, especially when it comes to boys. Boys, we kind of let them do whatever when they go to daddy house. But mama is a little more strict.
When was the last time you spoke to your child and you raise your octaves and they was like, shit. Let me stop.
Maybe like I think I got on his ass.
I don't have to do that too much.
About last week.
Well, I do it all. I don't have to do it too much, but I've done it.
I only did it. I really don't have to do it that much.
But what I'm saying is like it's in my situation, I get a text or a phone call. Hey, your kids are doing this, that, and third. I'm like, okay, so what they doing? I can text them because we in a group text, and like, hey man, y'all chill out, y'all trip. Or I gotta get on the phone, like, bro, what y'all doing? Oh, I'm like, man, chill out, man, y'all tripping. Because, and I hope we get to discipline, a little later on, because that was something that I felt that was a staple growing up, with the boys. But when you speak, they listen. As a matter of fact, prime example, before I had my fourth child, they mama used to just be like, when they was getting on her nerves and shit, they be like, she be like, rah, 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 rah. I'm like, listen, if that's the staple for this, you gonna end up doing something else beyond yelling. Because when you yell, that's when they be like, oh, she's serious. Mm-hmm. I don't do that. I say, hey man, what we do? Pick this up. Mm-hmm. And they do it. I'm not doing that.
So let's touch on it then. Let's touch on discipline because you have boys.
Yep.
Daughters. I have a daughter. Of course, with your girl, they feel like men shouldn't discipline daughters.
I don't.
Like,
I'll be the first one to tell you.
A lot of people feel like a man should not. When I say discipline, I mean pulling a belt out. A man should not pull a belt out on a young on a young daughter.
I don't. Like I said, because my daughter knows when I look at her a certain way, she gets it. I don't have to talk to her.
Would you take it there?
No, I haven't with my. I can't. My daughter's
would.
sweet.
I've never whooped none of my. I have 2 daughters. My daughter's 17. I never whooped her. I wouldn't. I'm telling me, I wouldn't do it. Me personally, I don't want it to look. I don't want an image of a man with a belt over you,
Right.
whooping you, even at age 5. I don't even really want that to be a thing in your head.
Right. And like I said, I can't tell you last time with my daughter. It's been such a she's really, 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 really great child, right? But I just talk to her. You know what I mean? She knows what I'm talking. I talk to her like in a very, like in a very
Yeah.
You know, she
I could threaten. I've threatened all day. Like
she knows when when I look at her a certain way, she knows like, okay, I get it. Now my son, on the other hand, I gotta say ass. Hey, look, nigga, I will whoop your ass. You know what I mean? Nah. But he gets it. But I don't have to yell at him. I just tell him, I say, Jordan, do you want me to get at you? I said, you want me to get at you?
He didn't got the. And my son feel away because he feel like you don't whoop them, but you whoop me. I said, well, yeah, you deserve it.
Right.
I'm like, but you a boy, you can take it. I mean, hell, you need more of these.
When as my boys were getting older, one of the things I had realized was what's the point of corporal punishment? What's the point? Because Black people in this country have a history of receiving corporal punishment for what though? There was no really point of just to get in line and be corrected.
Right.
But I first started out whooping my kids, and once I kind of understood some things, it was like, I don't want my kids afraid of me. I don't want my kids afraid that if they do the wrong thing, they're gonna get a whoop from their daddy. Mm-hmm. You should understand the choices that you're making and the decision behind your actions. Because there's gonna be an effect. Because if you choose to be the class clown and not pay attention in school or whatever, or if you choose to, do whatever you doing that's disrupting the process, because that's what you're doing. You're disrupting the process, not only of yourself, but of other kids.
Yeah.
And I don't have to whoop you for you to understand this part, because guess what? Nigga, you're gonna be repeating the 4th grade.
Right.
You're gonna repeat the 7th grade, 8th grade, whatever grade. It's on you, not on me.
And
you understand what I'm saying? And it's more like, why would I want to whoop just to get you in line? So we're gonna do what white people used to do to us, to our kids, just to get them to do what they need to be doing.
Yeah, what I changed was, instead of having them fearing me, I changed for my children. I have them fearing disappointing me.
Right.
That's what so I try to, I don't have to actually physically touch them, but I tell them my expectations. I give them love when they're doing right. I show them extra love. And when they're doing wrong, I let them know. I let them know how it hurt me. They're going to see a physical change in me, like that I'm disappointed. Like you said, a look, that I look disappointed. And you don't want that look, because this is like, that means, you ain't getting that love that you thought you was getting. So I start cultivating that fear, where like, you in school, you disrupting the process. And what is my dad going to think of this? Or I'm going to steal this candy while I'm at Target. If I get caught, what is my mom going to think of this? What my dad going to think of this?
I saw it as a form of respect. Because I preached that when they was younger. Like, we respect everybody and everything around us. And if you don't respect yourself first, you can't respect everything around you.
That's facts.
And so it got away from whoopings to what you did was disrespectful to your teacher. It was disrespectful to your classmates. You disrupted everything. Yeah. You disrupted the teachers, form of teaching. You disrupted the classmates trying to learn how to teach, and you disrupting yourself because you ain't learning nothing.
That's real.
And that was just one of them things where it was like, I taught respect like from the jump with a lot of stuff. And I mean, I believe they getting it, but they still learning. You know what I mean? And like even today, with my youngest, we had a little sit down, and it was just, it wasn't even. I didn't whoop him, but like you said, he saw the disappointment in my eyes, because like you knew what you were supposed to be doing.
Come on, come on. It's unsaid. Come on.
You know what I mean? And I'm sitting on the floor, bro, and I'm holding him. I'm looking at him in his eyes. I'm like, bro, you knew what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. And that image right
It
there.
might have been a pussy move, but
I let him burn that image in his head because you see what it came to.
You got daddy crying.
Yeah, you see what it came to.
On that bullshit.
Nah, for real. On a question of when it comes to dating, and again, y'all can speak to this better than me. When it comes to meeting new women and meeting ladies and having a conversation and trying to build someone to kind of, trying to start something, how early on do y'all bring up the kids? Like, is it immediate? Like, hey, my name is Ben. My name is Dirt. My kids is this and this, or is something that you just kind of wait to tell somebody, kind of peep them out first, see what it's about, let them bring it up. Do you have kids?
I think so. For me, my concept of I think it takes a village, and even with y'all was just talking about the disappointment part. Sometimes, due to the dynamic of parent, child, being able to have an X factor or a few X factors where they feel the disappointment from other people too is important too. Not just
Okay, you back on. Okay, yeah, no, definitely.
Even just maybe the grandparents or whatever the case may be. I think that's the whole village concept. So with me, I got friends, right? I'm gonna have friends. I've always had friends. So kids gonna meet the friends. We friends. I feel like that everybody shouldn't be able to come to your house. You should be able to know who you should be able to bring into your domain, right?
Yeah.
So everybody should not be permitted to come to your domain, possibly that you are dating or smashing or tossing or whatever the case may be.
So you should take them to a hotel or something, or at their house or something. You shouldn't bring them
Or
home.
after hours.
After hours. So wait, so you're saying you should try to tiptoe through your own house to bring a lady to the room. They should, hey, y'all kids go to bed.
It really depends on the dynamics of the house, the high structure. If the room is right next door, no. But if it's an upstairs, down the hall,
okay, I feel
we're going in the master bedrooms, master bedroom. But
can you bring him through while little Junior's playing?
No, not slide him out.
Can it, yeah, okay, yeah.
No, we slide him out. We don't want to complicate too many things. But
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Damn, daddy, another one.
Don't want to complicate too many things. But even like. I just feel like even with friends, I feel like that depending on, you should definitely vet everybody that you bring around your kids, right? For sure. But I believe that it's okay for kids to see you have friends, because kids should have friends, you know what I'm saying? I don't think, and plus a lot of times they don't even be knowing what they're going to be going. Like, it was plenty of times, that's your friend. That wasn't her friend. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That wasn't his friend.
So with that being said, as far as involving kids, men are normally the breadwinners in the household, and when we're single fathers, we're the breadwinners of our own domain. Should we involve kids as far as in, what the bills are, how much I paid to, should they have the knowledge of that? Should they be up until the 18, y'all be free of these struggles that we really going through to make this thing happen?
You know what? I don't tell my children how much I make. I don't.
Why not?
It's just they don't need to know. The only thing they need to know that they have.
Yeah, you don't want them to cheat.
No, what? Because if I tell them, like I said, they're gonna want more. You know what I mean? And then you don't want to get back, to.
But if you tell
child support.
No.
I feel what he's saying.
Okay, I feel. Okay, it can't get back to. Yeah, I feel.
No, nothing.
They're gonna sing because they love mommy and daddy.
Yeah. They're like, oh, listen, okay, yeah. We try to
talk.
They know how to calculate on that.
Right. So no, like I said, I don't tell them how much I make. I don't want, no. The only thing you need to know is if you need it, daddy's gonna provide it for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up there and be like, I pay this much. I'm not gonna tell them how much I pay for child support. There's nothing for them to know.
That was a question I was wondering,
one
why
thing
not
I do
tell
know
them?
is this.
Why not tell them?
One thing I do know is this though, right? If they buy me a gift, right? I just bought myself a gift because the money that you're getting is the money that that your mom gave you, which I gave to her. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting up here
if you pay enough for child support, don't you want them to know, if your child's old enough, let's say 13, 14 years old, don't you want them to know, technically, and mind you, a woman's always gonna say, well, we need this to live. We need this to have the lights on when he's over here, which is cool. But for them just to have the knowledge of, this is what's coming from me over there. So when you're asking for this thing that you probably think I don't have, I might not be able to get it for this month. So I want you to understand it's not, because they'll look at you like, Daddy, Mama said you're supposed to get it for me.
But why shouldn't it be more of a, and this is a misconception, that we supposed to be, we the breadwinners.
Yeah.
They just say we are the breadwinners, but what are we not? But what we working towards something other than just making sure daddy got it. Why isn't it a staple to where, as a man, you making sure that you teaching your children generational wealth, you helping them to understand money and financial literacy and stuff like that. Like, why are we always the one that just gotta bring the steak to the table? Why we ain't teaching
because
them
it's a man's world.
Why we ain't teaching them how to fish? Like they say, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. Why we ain't just taking them to the water and showing them how to drink and let them drink on their own?
Not true. And that's I totally understand. I hate that we can't be as transparent as we want to be with our children to let them know, hey, here's my credit score, here's some assets I own, here's what I get paid, I get paid this, because they could, it could be used against you in certain situations.
And check this out.
crazy.
I got another situation. This is gonna trip y'all out, right? Now, my daughter, she's gonna take dual credit next year, right? She's trying to get her associate by the time that she graduates high school.
Amazing.
Check this, gonna trip you out, dude. My mother sent me a text message last week. Now, what is child support? What is child support? What is it supposed to mean? What does it mean?
To support child, yeah.
Support for the child, right? She sent me a text message saying that this does not cover child support, the dual credit, right? Now, I pay a lot. I'm not gonna say how much I pay, but I pay a lot, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting telling myself, I'm like, it doesn't cover. I'm like, then what does child support cover? It's for the child. Now, none of my children are not in daycare anymore. You know what I mean? So my son does not go to Passar anymore. So that was like $265, right? And I'm sitting there like, dude, I'm like, so what are you doing with the money? Because that's child support. If my daughter talking about she want to take a dual credit, the money that I'm giving you should be more than enough. Now, if you're looking for more, then I feel like, just like with me, need to hustle for it, right? Need to do something, find you another job. We can come and talk about it. But don't send me a text message saying that this doesn't cover. And I pay you child support.
Right.
That sound like extortion.
Exactly.
No,
you know what? And I didn't know what. I didn't respond to, because one thing that my stepfather told me, he said, once you know your audience, you know how to go from there. He was a pastor. He said, once you know your audience, you know how to react to it. You know what you need to do. I didn't reply to the bullshit, because you know what? One thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to feed that monster.
Yeah.
You were looking for something to say. I told my mom this. She said, baby, she said, I don't get it. She said, you pay child support each week, comes out check each week. Why is she asking you for money that she already has? And it's for child support. Now, granted, my weakness is also my strength, right? It's just my children. So I'm gonna do what it needs to take in order for my daughter to get that dual credit, right? Because one thing about it, I'm not gonna tolerate the bullshit. I'm not gonna get on your level. If that's what my daughter want to do, I'm going to do it, because God knows that I'm doing it from the bottom of my heart. She's doing it for a selfish reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I'm doing it because the fact is, because I love my daughter. I want her to succeed. So if you want your associate degree by the time you graduate high school, you're going to do it. Because you know what? Because my love for you exceeds the hate not the hate, but the dislike I have for my ex-wife. I dislike some of her ways, but I love my daughter beyond that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to do. So I didn't reply to her. I said, but you know what? I'm telling myself, I'm still going to do it. It has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with my daughter, because at the end of the day, my daughter sees me as a hero. Yeah. I'm not going to let her down on that one, bro.
So let me ask y'all this. If y'all, and this, of course, for anybody, if you're paying child support or you're just giving money, and let's say to the child's mother, the car breaks down, should she not use that money to fix her car if she's trying to get around and get to work? And
give her money so she can fix her car, or
because she's gonna just call on you to do more. I mean,
to fix her car.
Now, and to add a caveat to that, if there's another man living with her. Hey,
JM, I got something to add to that, right?
Yeah.
Before we got our separation, before we got our divorce, I paid for a car note.
Dang.
All right, big dog. Please.
Take care now. I paid for a car note, paid for a car insurance, paid for half of the kids' bazaar. I did half their lunch.
Man.
That was with me every week. Christmas, I paid for. I'm like, Christmas? I was Christmas.
Man.
I remember one time I wrapped 27 gifts by myself. She gonna sit and ask me, "We help you do this?" No, it was me, and this gonna tell me it was overboard.
See?
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I did these things while we were separated, right? She didn't have to worry about anything. Anything that my kids need, I was there, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think to me, that's the biggest thing that I never did quite understand when you're asking for stuff that some women not even getting. You know what I mean? That was the biggest thing for me. I'm sitting up here like, I'm giving you everything that you possibly, I made it easy for.
Yeah.
People say, you know what, you made it easy for her. But now that you're starting to withdraw some of that stuff, she can't take it.
Yeah, I think you're the exception, man. I think they go off a lot of horror stories of what they see their friends go through. They kind of project that onto us, and therefore, when they do that, sometimes it works. And the way they project things on us, like, again, that's why I'm saying they don't give us time to even make a mistake. Like, because they're projecting, oh, well, you know, my mama went through this, or my auntie go through this, or my sister going through this, so I'm assuming you're going to be just as bad. So I'm going to just get ahead of it. And like Dirt was saying, you know, he opted to get ahead of, you know, his situation, but with that being said, man, I definitely wanted to just, you know, foremost just have this conversation. This is one of many conversations we're going to have. You know, these podcast things is just good way to, you know, just get it off the chest, you know, therapy for us, man, that we need, you know, just to kind of, bump heads. And I definitely want to have y'all back. My goal was honestly, I did this episode. I did an episode with single mothers. I want to have a dialogue between the mothers and the fathers. So I definitely want to invite y'all back so we can have a face to face of women that y'all never met and they never met y'all. And we're going to sit there and have a dialogue as far as this same conversation of, you know, when people go back and watch, you know, there's misconception about single mothers, there's misconception about single fathers, but there's a middle ground that we definitely want to make sure we try to tackle. So I appreciate y'all for coming through, man. For those that need to follow y'all on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever you might be on, hey, you want to get your phone number out there? I don't know. Tell them how to get at y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't follow me on anything.
There you go.
Same thing. Like I said, I don't need it. So you know what I mean?
But
thanks for having me. I really
definitely.
Appreciate being here.
Yeah, definitely. Dirt Beats. You know, follow him on everything. Of course, you know, y'all know Real Life Productions. Y'all follow us, man. But no, I definitely appreciate y'all coming through and just having this dialogue with me, man. You know, we need more of this.
Yeah.
We do, man. This is like therapy.
I would say, you know, bro, like, you know, the whole situation, like when it comes to, you know, being a single dad, is understanding that this is, if you got kids, it was God given because your kids didn't ask to be here.
That's true.
So if you're not a stand-up dude, you probably,
you
know what I mean? Like you basically just laid down and skeeted.
Yeah, now if y'all are God-fearing, you know, children are miracles. You know, this a lot of life is based on science or mathematics. A child is, you know, that's something that you can't equate. You can't, no way you could add. It's a miracle. You know what I'm saying? It's a miracle. And we treat it as such, and we need to treat it as such. So I definitely appreciate y'all for being on the platform.
Thank you for having me.
Definitely, man. Y'all, you know, tune in, man. Another episode of Misconceptions is in the bag. This is, of course, Misconceptions of Single Fathers. We're going to have more coming for y'all, man. Y'all make sure y'all follow the platform. Look in the descriptions, follow, comment, like, subscribe, do all that. Make sure y'all share it. And yeah, man, we out, man. Love. Peace.